Morning Twitch.tv, good morning to YouTube as well, and of course, good morning Mini Motorways. We are off to Lisbon for today's daily challenge, which will see us not being able to destroy trees, and with all destinations being much busier, this could be a problem. But it could be fun. It'll definitely be fun. It's Mini Motorways. It's Gimmimimim. It was designed to be fun. Hi, Nora. Yes. Oh, you're such a meow cat. You're a whole box full of meows, wrapped up in fur. That's a cat. I just described cats. Actually, that's not true. Some cats don't have fur. Those cats are weird. No offense to the naked Sphinx cats out there, but you're weird. You're weird little hairless, fleshy cats. Not my kind of cat. Not my cup of cat. There you go. But hey, you do you, weird, skinny Sphinx cats. Alright, I'll stop insulting you. You're weird. Now I'll stop insulting Sphinx cats. Oh, I'm gonna get the Sphinx cat lobby on me. It's gonna be a whole thing. I cannot stop sneezing this morning. Good morning, Paul the Ghost. Let's take a roundabout because we start with 2 traffic lights. Parlor Ghost very recently did the extraordinarily kind of generous thing of purchasing for the Goog a game off of my Steam wishlist. Ghosty, I'm sorry if you wanted this to be a secret, but if you wanted it to be a secret, you would have been anonymous on Steam. Ghosty bought me Baldur's Gate 3, which is cool. It's a really good looking, it's Baldur's Gate 3. Everyone watching this video knows what Baldur's Gate 3 is.
Hear ye. Let the record show that this viewer was here first.
Hulkamat was here first. Good morning, Hulkamat. Despite the fact that we were speaking about Parlor Ghost and Ghosty had showed up in chat, it is Hulkamat who was here first. The only thing that makes me a little hesitant with BG3, and listen, I was going to buy Baldur's Gate 3 for myself. That was a matter of time. That Baldur's Gate 3 has been in a next game poll, and prior to this, my thought process was, if BG3 wins a poll, I will just buy it. There is probably one other game right now that I'm that level of interested in, where I'm not gonna buy it just to buy it, but I'll put it in polls, and if it happens to win a poll, I'll buy it. That other game is Starfield, because Bethesda. They generally make good and fun video games. You come up over to here. We're going to have to restructure the light blues to go up and over like so, such that these reds come over to here. So it was on my Steam wish list. Part of the reason I hadn't bought it, despite the fact that it was a surprise mega hit, was, as Hulkamat points out, there are a lot of games, and I have a lot of games that I have not finished, that I have not touched. But I was really interested in BG3. It looks like a lot of fun because it looks like, well, I have previously, to friends and I believe in public, described the games as a Dungeons and Dragons ass video game. You know, Skyrim is a Dungeons and Dragons ass video game. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 is the most Dungeons and Dragons ass video game because it is Dungeons and Dragons. That's just it. You're just playing a solo 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign with apparently a fun, snarky, creative DM, even though the DM is a narrator. So that's nice. That's cool. The only thing that has given me a little bit of pause is that it's by Larian Studios, who are the folks who made the... Oh god, I'm blanking on it. Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. They made those games. And listen, those games look really good. Those games look well made. I understand why Wizards of the Coast would trust the studio that made those games to make a Dungeons and Dragons ass video game. I have also personally tried to play Divinity Original Sin somewhere between 2 and 5 times, depending on how serious you count, and I have gotten not very far. Is this because I'm stupid? Possibly, yes. Is this because there's some strange little it factor that just happens to be ever so slightly off with Divinity? Maybe. I don't know. The fact remains, I have tried to play Divinity Original Sin or Divinity Original Sin 2 somewhere between 2 and 5 times, depending on how serious you're counting. And I have gotten not very far. But hey, Hulkamat tosses out some more games for the pile. Good lord, we have so many dark blues here and so few dark blues going up to this circle. We need to fix that somehow. How though? How now, brown cow? Do we get, it's a good question, actually. What if, is this a blow everything up and start over situation? I don't think it is, but it might be. I think it's a blow everything up except this light blue situation, and probably this red. Here, let's just blow all of this up. Kaboom, 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 kaboom. Okay. The 3 of you are gonna go over here. We're gonna keep this up. You're gonna go off that away, service that business. That's gonna be okay. You reds are a problem. What if we have you and you and you all come down this way. Boop. Boop like so. Boop. And a boop. Into boop. I think I need to chop this red off of this. Okay. You know what? This is gonna have to be fine. Dark blues go off this way. Reds come right here, like so. The blues could go up, maybe? So the blues would go, rather than hooking around down here and in that away, you're suggesting that they start here, snake their way up here, and then go up? Like up this way over here? That sort of makes sense. Let's try to see how that would look. You go boom, you go boom, you go boom. You get chopped off the thing. You come over to here, bing, bang, boom. Okay, so that leaves this blue isolated and alone. These 2 reds servicing this business. A roundabout right here to capture that. No, that's dumb. These 4 reds come. Well, actually, you go off that away. You go right there. The reds definitely path better like that. I wish this blue house didn't exist. If this blue house didn't exist, I would just stick a roundabout right here. As it is, this kinda looks like it works. Maybe? Alright, you are gonna go off that away. I would like a dark blue house to spawn here, please. Failing that, we'll just do this. So you go off here, we get 6 to service this circle. We get these 6 to service this circle. You 2. Here, you do that. You do this. Okay. This looks weird, but I think it works. Give me another roundabout. And now we've got a red over here to further complicate everything. Great. So tremendously happy that that's happened. Okay. You are actually an unironically good red. Come over here. You can't support everything by yourself, of course, but hey, now you have a friend. Now, you and your friend can't support everything by yourselves because this is rush hour and it's already super busy. So, how many more reds do we need to dedicate to you? At least some, right? I'm assuming that 2 houses can't sustain this business, but perhaps I'm wrong about that. Also, fuck! Grumble, 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 motherfucking fuck, motherfucking fuck you! It's a Megalovania cover. Anyway. Alright, so you this is just bad. Alright, so we're gonna need, here's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna chop this blue. We're gonna have you go off that away. You 2 go here, service that business. You go that away. You motorway number 1 directly up into here. You know what? Have a third blue. Go off that away. So, you do that. You do that. Light blues from here will boop, 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 and will traffic light waboop. Like so. The alternative would have involved having light blues wrap like down here into the water and all the way around like so. Not a realistic solution. This red business is actually kind of hanging in there with just 2 houses of support. Do I think that's a permanent answer? No. No, I don't. Give me another motorway. Let's put a third red house into this circle. You are a circle, which means you're going to demand a ton of traffic. On the other hand, I've got 3 houses pretty much directly adjacent to your face. So, there's that. Directly adjacent to your face is the title of the episode. But yes, as I said, I've tried to get into Divinity Original Sin somewhere between 1 and 6 times, and it's just never quite totally grabbed me. But, Baldur's Gate 3 is apparently better, or at least more commercially successful. So, hopefully it has some secret sauce that Divinity lacks. We will, spoiler alert, find out about that at some point on the channel. I guarantee it. There are some games that I want to play, that I want to pick up and try. I recently picked up and tried Greedfall because I was in the mood for a, story-driven, vaguely fantasy-ish RPG, and I've played Skyrim 8,000 times. So, I picked up Greedfall. I played Greedfall for an hour or so. It's fine. You come over this way. Let's see here. But yes, Greedfall was not a game that I'm I want to play this game, but I'm absolutely not going to play it for the first time off stream because sweet, sweet content. Baldur's Gate 3, even though I have absolutely missed the popularity wave, I'm fully aware of that. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that I'm I'm going to save this one for sweet, sweet content. So, spoiler alert, folks, at some point, fairly soon, we will make sweet, sweet content out of Baldur's Gate 3. In the meantime, we will make these light blues go up over to here, swing in this way. These two light blue businesses are very weirdly situated, but, you know, deal with what you can deal with, I guess. I don't know. This yellow comes down here. We got 4 houses supporting this business, which should be plenty, but, you know. Additionally, ooh, this is awkward and bad. We can't destroy trees because would you kindly? So, I don't think... Ow, 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 my eye. I don't think the map is going to expand any further. I think this is as far south as this is going to go. Meaning, you know, we have to come up here. But it also means, well, first of all, I can't just bulldoze this tree to get this blue house onto this road. We have to go diagonal down, around, and up, like so. Just burn 4 road tiles getting this dark blue here, which sucks. Additionally, let's come down here, and then up here, we're gonna go like so. Because we can't go up through here because this is the motorway, so these 3 dark blues right here are going to service this business. That's the bottom line. That's what we're getting at. You know what I just realized is that this dark blue here can staple itself to this road. So why don't you go ahead and do that? I'm also going to resituate you so that you go up here because I'm a little bit nervous about this, given that it only had 3 houses and a direct motorway of support. That's what rush hour will do to you in many frickin' motorways. Yeepers. Alright. While the game is kinda sorta not on fire right this very moment, let me set up the Wordle window for future proofing. Great. And that's not directly on screen now because I'm actually good at my job for a second. I only have 4 road tiles. Fuck. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret taking that bridge instead of a motorway. But, you know, only having 4 road tiles is a bad situ. Fuck, I wish I had a motorway. Fuck. I might legitimately be fucked. Okay. Well, shit and shove me in it. This is what we've got. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Yeah, there's no way that reaches, though. Okay, I still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to free up 7 road tiles to get over to here. Okay. Actually, this light blue situation is good enough that I can actually find 7 road tiles. Unbelievable. Immediately, the game punished me for not taking a motorway. And again I am smote. Again I am smited. For my hubristic choices. I did just say hubristic, which isn't even English words. Oh God, can you survive? You are absolutely not going to survive until Monday. Shit. And shove me in it. Do both of those things. All right. What are we going to do then? I think we're going to have to overfuck this business. Because if we overfuck this business, everything will be okay. Actually, you know what? Here. You and you go do that. This light blue has to figure itself out. You gonna reposition this motorway that doesn't even exist yet. See, this business is already mad and it's just Saturday morning. So yeah, there was no way it was gonna survive until Monday. But this one can probably survive until Monday, having been fucked over on Saturday morning. Hopefully we get a motorway to replace that, but oh, buddies. Okay, give me a motorway. Good. Good. This light blue business right here is angry at me, but we can fix it. I want to reposition these yellows such that I get this fourth house integrated, but I don't want to refuck with this yellow business until it's caught up, and I don't actually have proof that it's going to be able to catch up. It has 3 houses and a straight shot motorway, and it's only a square, so like it should catch up, but many things should happen. It could barbecue sauce for all I know. It's a condiment joke, see, because I said it could catch up, but it could also barbecue sauce. Never mind. Okay, double shit. A shit's worth of shit. Okay. This green exists and needs support right the fuck now. So, now is the time on Sprockets when we fuck over this dark blue business. You're gonna have to come over here. We'll run these 2 greens like so. Bing, bang, boom. So now you are 5 greens going off this way, assuming at some point that this motorway fixes itself, which it probably will, hopefully. Oh, look, another yellow I can't do anything about. That's just tremendous. I'm so happy. I actually see a way to deal with that yellow, but hey, you remember when I said that this yellow square was probably going to catch up? It appears as though this yellow square has indeed decided to barbecue sauce. So, fuck. Jesus, 1,136 commuters. Man, rush hours. Rush hour is difficult. Coffee Cafe, I am always here to over-explain jokes for you. Samurai Sam absolutely dominated today. Drop those Samurai Slams in the chat if you've got them. Where is our Wordle game? There is our Wordle game. Here we go. All right, we are off to a great and tremendous start with, hey, there are actually letters here. Good. We think that the Wordle is eagle. It's not, because there's no G, so we should disabuse ourselves of that notion. Hey, speaking of disabuse, it could be abuse. Could absolutely be. It's not, but I think we have a good idea what it is. Now let's pause for a second and think, cause there are multiple options that it could be after all. We don't want to fause any, fause isn't a word, so let's go with pause. Could be pause. It's not pause. It's probably cause. It's cause. We had a 50-50 shot, you know. I'm deploying the streamer Wii to, point out my own, to obfuscate. Obfuscate, that's the word I was looking for. I'm deploying the streamer Wii to obfuscate my own failure. All right, so here's yesterday's Immaculate Grid. It features some of our usual baseball teams, a 300 batting average season, and a player born outside the 50 United States and the District of Columbia. This, at first glance, seems like a very wordy way of saying person born outside the United States, but then you remember that Puerto Rico exists, and Roberto Clemente was from there. So he gets the square. Puerto Rico exists. It's weird, like the World Baseball Classic and I think the Olympics and generally kind of treat Puerto Rico like another country, which is also a thing that Americans do, when really Puerto Rico should just be a state. It's like a populated island with a whole bunch of people on it that's under the control of the United States government. So that sounds like a state to me, but in a freer, more just society, it would be a country, but it's not. We did an imperialism on it. And having done an imperialism on it, we should at least have the decency to, fuck it over the way we fuck over Hawaii instead of the way we fuck over Puerto Rico. We fuck over Puerto Rico so much worse than we fuck over Hawaii. We also fuck over Hawaii, to be clear. If there are any Hawaiians out here, I'm not engaging in Hawaiian erasure. Puerto Rico is indeed a territory, Coffee Cafe, which I take to mean it gets to elect its own governor unless the U.S. decides it doesn't like its own governor. Well, Cuba's a different country. Cuba's not a territory. Cuba's its own thing. And listen, if we had not done an imperialism, Puerto Rico might be its own thing. It might also be someone else's thing because other people also do imperialisms. But, the existence of the United States of America as the nation state it currently is kind of started because other people did an imperialism on the people who lived here, and then we descended from... Anyway. I've somehow turned the immaculate grid into a discussion of global imperialism. Well done, the _Goog. This is the kind of conversation you want to have at 7:26 in the morning with someone who does not have a political science degree or any kind of geopolitical background. But on the other hand, I've been awake for 45 minutes and I just dropped the word geopolitical, so I've got that going for me. A St. Louis Cardinal born outside the United States, born outside the 50 United States and the District of Columbia. I mean, the obvious one is Albert Pujols. Can I get a little more esoteric than that? Can I get just a soup song more subtle? Sure. Let's go Yadier Molina. That sounds right. Yadier Molina, not from here. Don't tell that to Cardinals fans. They'll get very angry at him. Hey, Moose is here. Moose has degrees. Moose, everything I've said is absolutely true and correct, right? Back me up here. A Seattle Mariner who was born outside the United States in a great far distance from that. Again, the most obvious one, and perhaps the reason they deployed these three teams with this column is Ichiro. You're supposed to remember Ichiro here. And yet... let's not. Let's go with Kurt Suzuki? Kurt Suzuki a Mariner? I don't think so, actually. Yeah, Felix Hernandez. Good solid layup type there. Yeah, Felix Hernandez. Also, broadly speaking, not from here. I don't know why I just did a hand motion because you can't see. I don't have the camera on because it's morning times. And Bang Goog Cam is a thing. So, Anyway. All right, so now we need teams and 300 batting averages. This is a St. Louis Cardinal who had a 300 batting average in a season. That sounds like a thing Stan Musial did. That's absolutely a thing Stan Musial did. Good for him. Pittsburgh Pirate who had a 300 batting average in a season is, holy shit, we have to think of another Pittsburgh Pirate. We have to think of another good hitter for the Pittsburgh Pirates? Really? Gross. It is, we're going with Barry Bonds. Barreled Lamar Bonds. There you go. A Seattle Mariner who had a 300 batting average in a season. Dude, let's just go. Yeah, Andrew McCutchen probably would have fit that center square. Ichiro is going to fit this here, bottom square. But you know what? Let's pull that back and go John Olerud instead. Hey. John Olerud, an actually somewhat minorly obscure pick, given that very few people remember that he played for the Mariners. Fucking incredible baseball player, John Olerud. And now, we are left with the unfortunate task of naming pitchers or players. Doesn't have to be pitchers, I just always default to pitchers. We have to name some players who played for the Atlantans. Sad. Alright, so a Cardinal, a Pirate, or a Mariner who was also an Atlantan. Let's see here. Greg Maddux doesn't fit. Tom Glavine doesn't fit. John Smoltz doesn't fit. Javi Lopez doesn't fit. Anthony Rizzo was not an Atlantan. Good job, the _Goog. Oh, hi. Well, let's let's grab the first sentence of that to put in the banned phrases, and then fucking ban the fuck out of you. Awful, terrible bot. Yes, I did just say, bot. Streamrise.ru, huh? Fuck off, ye bot. Anyway. David Eckstein was never an Atlantan. Andrew Jones, I don't believe fits the category. Was he a Cardinal? No, he was not a Cardinal. Good morning, Samurai Sam. Let's see here. We're trying to name some Atlantans, which is more difficult than you'd think. I don't think Henry Aaron fits. Freddie Freeman doesn't fit. Kerry Lightenberg doesn't fit. Craig Kimbrell has pitched for 18,000 teams, and I think he was a Cardinal, but I'm not certain about that. So, let's not. And again, Mark Wohlers. I don't think Mark Wohlers counts. Was John Wetland a Pirate? Might have been a Mariner. Shit. It's very difficult for me to name some obscure Atlantans. Oh, hey, you know what? John Smoltz did pitch for the Cardinals. Thank you, Moose. That was a thing that I knew. John Smoltz, back end of his career, couldn't accept that the Atlantans realized he was a bad pitcher and decided to latch on with a couple of teams, one of which was the Red Sox, one of which was the Cardinals. It didn't go well for him in either place. But hey, now he's a national baseball analyst whose job is, well, who takes his microphone and his platform and talks about how bad modern baseball is compared to back in his day. Dadgummit. I don't much care for John Smoltz. Anyway, we need an Atlantan who has also gone to sea at some point in his life. Which, I mean, you'd think it would be okay. Georgia's near the coast. Near the coast, right? Georgia's not on the coast. Is Georgia on the coast? No. Because it goes North Carolina, then South Carolina, then... Actually, there's one more state between South Carolina and Florida, and I think that state is Georgia. There might be more than one state between South Carolina and Florida. Actually, yeah, there probably is. Okay, so yeah, there's at least one state between South Carolina and Florida, and one of that state is Georgia. So again, Georgia has coasts. You'd think that some Atlantans have thereby gone to sea, becoming mariners, and discovered the futility of following international law, leading them to, perhaps even accidentally, become pirates. And yet... Was Jose Iglesias an Atlantan? I don't think so. Was Jamie Moyer an Atlantan? Maybe. That sounds right. That sounds like a thing that's right. Jamie Moyer played for the Atlanta Atlantans. Fuck it. We're in trouble. Hey, I was wrong about stuff. Hey, I was wrong about stuff. Let's be doubly wrong about stuff. We are doubly wrong about stuff. Who the fuck played for Atlanta? 276 players in the history of baseball have played for Atlanta and Pittsburgh. I refuse to believe that. The most famous of which is Sid Bream. Grumble, 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 complain. Oh, Kenny Lofton. Okay. All right. I did not know that Kenny Lofton played for either of those teams. Really? All right. New rule. If we bang out the Daily Challenge, the Wordle, and the Immaculate Grid in less than 40 minutes, we do a Guess the Dot game. Because why not? It's also fun. All right. So here is our Guess the Dot game for today. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit so you can... boop, 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 boop. There's our screenshot. So this looks like... It looks like a cartoon or like an animated type thing, like almost like a cell shaded, or like this is a comic book type thing. And my first thought was actually Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, but this is a human thumb. And there are no human people in Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, so it's not Sly Cooper. Anyway. So, what are we left with then? If this is a dark, maybe vaguely comic booky... Burf. Let's see here. Probably PS3 era? I don't know. What's a game with a unique art style that fits this? Could it be Wolf Among Us? I'm gonna be very bad at Guess the Game because I don't actually play games. Turns out the Coffee Cafe was right. This is a screenshot from The Wolf Among Us. Well done, Coffee Cafe. One of these days, we're going to get one of these that I absolutely know right off the dome. The cool thing about Guess the Game is it's very easy to go back and play previous days. And that's true of others, like the Immaculate Grid or whatever. But let's go back to episode 200 and nice. Episode 200 and nice of Guess the Game is this thing, which looks like it's from Donkey Kong Country. It's just got that like SNES style background. It's got the color palette right. It looks like Donkey Kong Country to me. See, I'm good at game. I swear to God I didn't plan that. I swear to God I didn't stage that. So sometimes I'm gonna nail it. Sometimes I'm gonna be good and smart at things. Other times I'm gonna fuck it up and be like, what the fuck is The Wolf Among Us? I don't know what The Wolf Among Us is. It sounds like a video game. Beyond that, I couldn't tell you. But anyway, I digress. Folks, that's going to do it for today's episode of Good Morning Mini Motorways. If you are in the Discord server, you already know that I have a job assignment that's scheduled for 12:30 to 8:30 today, which, if it holds up, means no Final Fantasy Tactics stream tonight, which is, sad, but also I meant to do some off-stream grinding and I never got a chance to do that, so oh well. But we'll see. Maybe it'll wrap up shortly. Maybe it'll cancel. Both of those things are known to happen. In all likelihood, I will talk to you tomorrow morning on another edition of Gimme Mim. For the folks watching on YouTube, later today there's a new episode of Final Fantasy Tactics. Imagine that. And also, just go watch the other series. Valkyria Chronicles 4 just started. Final Fantasy 6 and Detroit Become Human just wrapped. There's so much content. Oh my God, I'm flooding the internet with content. I gotta stop saying content. Bye.